What's up, everybody out there? This is Aaron here on Wrath 2501, here with another deck profile. But this time, this is going to be on one of my friends' deck that particularly he wanted me to show you all. So this is not going to be mine, just like the others I have done that are actually mine. But his deck he calls the God deck. And the reason why? Because his deck is depending on nothing but the Egyptian God cards. Slifer the Sky Dragon, Obelisk the Tormentor, and the Winged Dragon of Ra. Now, let me go on with the profile, and this is his God deck. First of all, of course, let's start off with Slifer the Sky Dragon. Of course, an Egyptian God card, but it's most likely the reason why he runs one. Of course, Slifer is not that powerful because it depends on, of course, sacrificing 3 monsters to play Slifer because it's a level 10, and also to make its attack is based on how many cards you have in your hand. So Slifer, we all know that. I don't know if you know the Egyptian God cards or not, but yeah, Slifer uses 1 to Obelisk the Tormentor. Particularly one of the most powerful ones because it already has an attack of 4,000. So, to Obelisk the Tormentor. And to Winged Dragon of Ra. Now, the next cards I'm going to show you that deal also somewhat with the Egyptian God cards. Basically only Ra. Now, I don't know if all of you have seen this, but this is why the Winged Dragon of Ra can be a bit more powerful than Obelisk the Tormentor. Now, I don't know if you have all seen this, but it's the Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere mode. Particularly when you have 3 monsters, rather your opponent has it or you have it, you can send it to them, tribute their monsters. Their monsters will go to the graveyard, of course, tributes. This monster cannot be destroyed. As, let me see right here, what does it say? Cannot be special summon, requires 3 tributes, like I just said, from either side of the field. Normal summon that card of the field. Cannot be normal set. Then shift control to its owner during the end phase of the next turn. So particularly if you did this, it's just going to come back to you if you give it to your opponent. It cannot attack. Your opponent cannot target this card for attacks or by card effects. Now, the cool thing about this, if you wish to, you can tribute this to bring out the Winged Dragon of Ra. Now, of course, Winged Dragon of Ra, sacrifice 3 just like any other Egyptian God card, and the attack becomes of what the attacks equal to the cards you have distributed. But with the Sphere mode, as it says right here, I did not read this, but I will read it to you right now. The Winged Dragon of Ra you can get from your hand or deck, ignoring its special summoning conditions. And if you do, its attack and defense becomes automatically 4,000. So, just another way of, as you can see right here, give it to your opponent, next turn becomes yours if you wish to. Tribute this card, summon out the Winged Dragon of Ra, and it's just a 4,000 attacker. Pretty cool to do. And last but not least for the Winged Dragon of Ra is the, I don't know if you've seen this either, but it's the Winged Dragon of Ra Immortal Phoenix. Now, this is his last card out of the Egyptian gods. Of course, it deals with the Ra. Divine Beast, 4,000, 4,000. Cannot be special summoned or set. Must be special summoned by its own effect. And cannot be special summoned by any other ways. If the Winged Dragon of Ra is sent from the field to your graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this card. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's by this effect's activation. This card is unaffected by other cards' effects. You can pay 1,000 life points, send 1 monster on the field to the graveyard once per turn during the end phase if this card is to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon 1 Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere mode, as you can see right here. from your deck or graveyard during its normal condition. So basically, you have the Winged Dragon of Ra. This is in your graveyard, which I'll show you some cards of why, if this is in his hand, why he sends it to the graveyard. So particularly you want this in the graveyard, like I just said. I'll show you again. Winged Dragon of Ra, sent away. Special summon this out. Sent to the graveyard, put away, summon out another sphere. And then again, the sphere, you contribute. Winged Dragon of Ra. So this is these are some things you can do on bringing out the Winged Dragon of Ra, not by the actual way of how the Winged Dragon of Ra is, which is tribute 3. And the attack is by the equal number of the attack monsters you have distributed. Now we'll go on to the extra monsters. He plays a mini version out of the Monarchs, the idea. The Edios. So 3 idea, 3 Edios. Basically, your summon, special summon, this counts as an extra tribute. The little rock vessel. Now, of course, these cards are not as powerful, but they can be powerful if you know how to run them completely. Which is, you special summon this right here. You put one of your opponent's monsters face down. Not bad. The Vassal Mithra, which again runs 2. Special summon it. Give your opponent tokens. So basically, that's just another way of bringing this out. You want to sacrifice their tokens, sacrifice a monster, instant right there. You bring out Sphere mode. Now the others he runs are 3. I don't know if you have seen this either, but it's called the Marsh Macaron. Similar to Marshmelon, except Marshmelon is more powerful. This card is just if you can pull this out. If they're not particularly in... No, let me just explain this. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon up to 2 others of these copies of the Marsh Macaron. I don't know, I keep on saying it weird. It sounds weird to me of how to say it, but of course, if you guys all know how to say it, say it. Or graveyard. As you can see right here, special summon up to 2. Deck or graveyard, you can only use this effect once per turn. So basically, you only got one shot out of doing this. But again, just destroy, bring out 2. 3 of those. And last but not least for his monsters, 1, 2, 3, Hardened Arm Dragon. Now, with this card, how he runs this, you can special summon this card by sending 1 level 8 or higher monster from your hand to the graveyard. So again, Phoenix, throw it away, special summon this card. Now, if you tribute this card for a tribute summon of a level 7 or higher monster, that monster cannot be destroyed by card effects. Now, for the reason why he uses these is to possibly make already, you're gonna make just tributes to for 3. Do a tribute for 3 to summon out any Egyptian god card. So all of these cards he particularly uses is for an extra. Now, when you use Hardened Arm Dragon and you tribute it, particularly as you can see right here, that monster cannot be destroyed by card effects. So it's almost like you're gonna put your he's gonna put the Egyptian god cards or whatever he uses, Slifer, Ra, Obelisk. They are just particularly immortals now. There's no way of freaking goddamn killing them. Now those are his monsters. We'll go to the magic cards. Foolish Burial. Another way, just throw away the sphere, put it to the graveyard. 1 reinforcement to get the idea. Terraforming. Now I'll show you a reason why he uses terraforming. Of course, everyone knows it's going to be a field spell. Now I'll show you in a bit what his field spell is. 1, 2, 3, March of the Monarchs. As you can see, yeah, tributes. So you want a tribute to play Egyptian god cards. When you have March of the Monarchs, everyone knows this. Of course, tribute summon monsters you control cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. And you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. Now, basically, he doesn't play extra deck in this, because basically it's just about the Egyptian god cards. So yeah, this out with an Egyptian god card, particularly, it's just almost impossible to defeat them also. He protects the Egyptian god cards. So 3 March of the Monarchs. He does use a little version of using the trap and magic cards that are called Monarchs, so particularly 1 Pantheism, 2 Soul Exchange, again another way to take away monsters and making tributes for a level to bring out a level 10 monster out. 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 Monarch Stone Fort, another way to help you. Now, with Terraforming, he uses the field spell called 1, 2, 3, Mound of the Bound Creator. Now, I don't know if all of you have seen this spell card, well, field spell. But the reason why he uses this, and it's pretty dang good if you're going to use level 10 monsters, which he does, which are the Egyptian god cards. Level 10 or higher monsters on the field cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. If a level 10 or higher monster on the field destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, that player who controlled the destroyed monster takes 1,000 points of damage. When this card in the field is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 diving monster from your deck to your hand. So pretty much another way to protect any of the Egyptian god cards, like let's say Obelisk. They Mystical Space Typhoon this, whatever, or Twin Twister, whatever the heck, because they can't deal with this card anymore. It's just another way to get an Egyptian god card to your hand. Particularly why I say Egyptian god cards, because yeah, level 10s and his deck is nothing but about the Egyptian god cards. So another reinforcement of the army, and it's just another way to protect them. So 3 Mound of the Bound Creator. Now those are his spell cards. Now we'll go to the trap cards. 1 Prime of the Monarch. Of course, for all monarchs, and of course it can be for Pantheism. As we all know, even if you wanted to, well, yeah, everyone knows Prime of the Monarch, so really not that much explanation about that. And last but not least, 3, the first Monarch. Now, I don't know if you all know this or you don't know this, but I'll just read it again right here. Special summon this card as an effect monster. Becomes a dark, level 6, 1000 attack, 24 defense. If this card is also still a trap card. If special summon this way, you can discard 1 card, then declare 1 attribute. This card becomes that attribute, and it can be treated as a double tribute for the tribute summon of a monster with the same attribute as this card. While this card is treated as a monster, you cannot special summon monsters except monsters with this card's tribute. Now, what he likes to do most of the time, what you're always gonna want to do is declare, but you want to declare dragon. There you go, your armed dragon. Because again, dragon, sacrifice dragons. Who cares? Just make your dragons, special summon right here, or whatever you intend to do. So dragon, sacrifice 3, bring out, and then of course the effect of hardened armed dragon. They're just immortal. It's a fun deck to do. That's why he just calls it his god deck, because it's based on the Egyptian gods. Because of course, yeah, later on in dueling, when you play Yu-Gi-Oh, you might just want to create your own name of an actual Yu-Gi-Oh deck that you do. Because again, Yu-Gi-Oh is fun to do. You can create your own name. You can create You can make up your own names out of what the monsters are, magic cards, trap cards, whatever you intend to do. It's a fun deck. I have played against it. Others have played against it. It can be pretty, I wouldn't say broken, but pretty powerful if you just know how to do the combos correctly. So, that was his deck. Hope you all enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll show you another deck later. Peace.